So now we're going to put some wind to our sails and just to show the motions a little better. But we'll review. I'll call this the basic to medium level of walking, and some introduction to the idea of the jog, or what we call the jog walk. Keep in mind that walking, when you walk, you always have one foot on the ground, so the impact is far less than when you have 2 feet off the ground as in running, which is why walking will keep you going far, far longer than running. And the running, unless you're really good at it and balanced, tends to weaken and injure the knees, eventually destroying them, as happened with me as a runner. So the walking is actually less impact and equal benefit, in fact more, because you have no impact and you have smooth motion. Here we go. We're going to do a kind of a quick warm-up, sort of already getting ourselves in sync with the motion. And I like to, even while I walk, I even do this before I'm prepping for walking. I can do it backwards. Or, as you see, that was called a swim walk, by the way. I like to add the swim feature in. This is kind of the Nordic walk feature, with the leg kicking back. I can even go backwards, which is good. And that helps the balance again. So you've got this nice warm-up, and then you take it into action, right? So now I'm only running backwards for the camera, but the idea here is, again, uplift, uplift. Once you get into the practice, you'll find yourself being able to go further and longer without any of those injuries that are usually associated with even any kind of bad movement. Okay, so now we'll add in the next piece, and to recall, this was what I call the great stabilizing spiralic. You see, that's the basic movement of walking. This stabilizes you. You can't go wrong. Your axis is aligned. You're not over, you're not back, you're not this, you're not that, you're aligned. So this is not good, that's not good, especially this, right? We don't want this. What we want is a sense of alignment, which the brain reads once you do it. And you're looking for it. You say, when you're looking for alignment, it comes looking for you. So here's that motion. Now if I put it in operation, I can even do it backwards. Notice, down, down, back. If I go here, the hip goes back. The hip goes back to drive the other leg forward. So that is the piece. And you can do a pretty fast pace with that. Race walkers who put all the paths together in a dynamic way can get very fast walking speeds up to, believe it or not, 7 miles in an hour. But we don't need to be doing 7 if we can get a nice 12-minute mile in. That would be wonderful. Okay, so that is the number 3 path, we call it, just for reference if you ever look at our DVDs. The other path, which we call number 4, or the thrust path, is this one. And of course, again, I can do the warm-ups while I'm walking, and then I can get myself already using the exercise and segueing it into the actual. You can see that this becomes the jog. You can see that the jog gives you more power because of these big, powerful muscles here. Thrusting off from here, you see, I go, but I'm going up and forward. I'm not going down and running like this. So here we go. So now we put it into practice with the number 4, the number 5, and number 6, excuse me. That's the laterals. The laterals, as you can see, look, right leg can go this way, and it can lift the other side. Same right leg can lift the right, the same right leg can lift the left. And similarly, the left can do both. Or I can shift, at any time. That's the point. Like anything, you want to be able to shift in 100th of a second, not have to stop and think about it. So after you get the practice of the laterals, which have nice exercise to it, I'm already kind of warming up, even doing it a little faster. And then, as I actually, usually it's better demonstrated on a hill or on an even surface where the road or the terrain is angled like this, sloped, you know. So you have safety, balance, support, no damage. And you add that whole picture together, and eventually when you put it on the road, as we will do in the more advanced part, you will see how it all works.